What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. If you haven't checked out my last video, the link will be down below in the description. Go by and check. I was basically talking about reports are coming out that the division will in fact be 1080p, 30 frames per second on the Xbox Ones. It will be using DirectX 12. Now I don't know if the Snowdrop engine was built with DirectX 12 and or was it patched later on? Don't know. Also, too, I gave a list of games that will be using DirectX 12 in the future, like Deuces X, the new Hitman, a couple other games I named, and also too I named a few games that are already out that's going to be patched with DirectX 12 later on date. Something I said eons ago, and you guys said I was making shit up again. It was an article that came out from the developers for The Witcher and the Batman, Arkham Knight, and they said that their engine can't be updated or patched with DirectX 12. And you guys are saying, but that's just for the PC. It's just for the. I can tell you guys over and over again, Windows 10 Windows 10 or PC shares the same DirectX 12 code as the Xbox, the same code. So if they patch it on Windows 10 on the PC, they can also patch it on the Xbox One. It's the same code. And so, but Microsoft is going to be at GDC in March 2016. And they're going to patch I don't know if they're going to patch, but they're going to show where the developers of Just Cause 3. Just know that Just Cause 3 will be patched with DirectX 12 in March. And I'm eager to wait to see what's going to be the performance here. What's going to be the benefits of them doing that? Is it going to bump it up a resolution? Is it going to double the frame rates? Because Aaron Greenberg said they, and I want to say this too. Each game probably will be different because you have some engines that are CPU heavy. And of course, games that were built from the ground up with DirectX 12 is going to see a bigger performance jump, leap, or whatever the case may be. And he said each game is different. Prime example, Ubisoft uses, I forgot what the name of the engine for the Assassin's Creed. That's very CPU heavy, So like I said, each game is different, case by case. So, but anyway, I want to see what's going to go on with Just Cause 3. Just Cause is not really my type of game, but I just would like to see, we all would like to see. They've been talking about DirectX 12 for the last 2 years. Now it's finally time to put up a shut up, Also, to DirectX 12, Hitman is going to be using DirectX 12. The first episode comes out in March. I hope, like I said, I don't know if that was patched in later on or was it built from the ground up. Like I said, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of my questions will be answered in March. So we're gonna see. Anyway, on to today's video. Now this is a topic that we talked about yesterday in Big Game of Small Talk. Shout out to my brothers there, Tim Dog, Mooch, Crap. Shout out to Show too. The Xbox One sold 99 units in Japan last week. 99 units. So we basically were saying, should Microsoft pull out? Like, this is like a spit in our face. Should they pull out, or just stay there and get the shit beat out of them, wasting money and being embarrassed? Tim was like, they can't pull out because they don't want to piss off the Japanese developers. I don't really agree with that. Tim said, send Don Matty over there and tell him we got a console for you. It's called the Xbox 360. Get the hell out of there. It's about far as the next generation console. But anyway, I'm going to read a little bit of this article and break this shit down for me, give my opinion and go a little more into depth. It says in a nation of 127 million people, last week, only 99 of them picked up the Xbox One. Check this shit out, though. Jesus, don't get no better. It says more. It says in the week before that, they was managed to sell 293 units, and the week for that, only 490 units. Like, Microsoft can't even sell 1,000 units a week in Japan. That is horrible. The PlayStation 1 is outselling the Xbox One in Japan. Like, it don't get no worse than this, man. Now, listen, to their credit, though, Microsoft is kind of handicapped in Japan. The reason why I say that, though, they have a lot going against them. First thing, one of the most important things, they don't have any software really that appeals to the Japanese gamer, the Japanese crowd. They don't. They have this exclusive. It's supposed to be coming out here in the States February. but was supposed to release in Japan. And they had a couple, like they had when they had that Tokyo gaming event. Microsoft showed about 5 games, Psycho Eve, some other stuff that was supposed to be exclusive to the Xbox One, and that was going to be more geared to the Japanese audience. I don't know what the hell happened to those games, but anyway, what the fuck I was saying before that. Anyway, check this out. Like I said, and what they got going, this generation alone has been bad for Sony, of course, Microsoft, and Nintendo as far as home consoles in Japan. This has been out of all the generations, home consoles. These they have sold the worst, because Japanese, I don't know, they're switching more to a mobile type thing, gaming on the go. So not making any excuses. Shit, they just don't want the Xbox One. They don't. Also, too, what Microsoft has going against them is that a lot of games that are multi-plat over here in the States, they're exclusive in Japan. Prime example. I'm not saying this to say, take a game like Assassin's Creed, right? And I don't know why they do that. I don't know if it costs more for them to publish the game in Japan. I don't know why they do this, but you take a game like Assassin's Creed, which is published and made by Ubisoft, right over here. But in Japan, it may be published by Tecmo. They do a deal with Tecmo just to release the game out over there. And that game will be exclusive to the PlayStation 4. Why? It doesn't make any money to make the game for the Xbox. It would cost them probably too much money to make copies of the Xbox One version because they got about 6 customers over there. They're like stuck. Microsoft is stuck between a rock and a hard place because A, they do have a little small cult fan base over in Japan. Also, too, the United States Army has a big presence in Japan, the military, and you have a lot of people that live on base that like the game. I have my cousin is stationed in Japan. That's how I knew about all this shit. He's stationed in Japan, and he got it from the store on the base. Got him an Xbox One. Got a game up with him sometime. Play 2K with him. So it's like they stuck between a rock and a hard place. What did they do? Like I said, the obvious thing you guys would say was, well, they just got to make some games or publish and make some that's going to appeal to the Japanese audience. They did that last generation with Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, a few others. It's the games they sold okay, but it still didn't manage to give them give them a boost as far as hardware sales. Those games probably wouldn't oversell over 1 million each. I know they did, but they sold better over in the States. But they did games like that to appeal to the Japanese market, and they still shunned the Xbox 360. They even went out to hire a designer to make the 360 so sleek, like that, to appeal to the Japanese audience. And they still was like, hell no. When the OG Xbox first launched there, they damn sure didn't have no games really that appeal to the Japanese audience. But then they had this big ass, what the fuck was the name of the Duke? Let's call it the Duke Nukem. They had this big ass Xbox One controller. I'm sorry, the OG Xbox was big as hell. And one of the main complaints of that was that it was too big for their hands in Japan. Well, no, I want to say they didn't know because Microsoft, they did have a few games on the OG Xbox that may have appealed to the Japanese audience because they hooked up with Sega. And those Dreamcast titles, they was like exclusive on the OG Xbox. Halo did okay with it. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what the hell they can do, yo. For the next Xbox, should they release it in Japan? My answer to that is, I don't know. In the most populated cities in Japan, I would maybe open up a few Microsoft stores, maybe put 3-4 Microsoft stores in Japan and then sell your console out of there. Maybe they can do something, sell all your Windows products, the Surface, tablet, the phones, or whatever. Maybe you can do it like that so, you don't turn your back on your core audience, your core fan base over in Japan. Because they do have a few customers, not many, but they got some, that's diehard Xbox fans. I used to play. I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, but I met this. They were from Japan. They were some young kids. They spoke English. I met them on Steel Battalion online, and amongst them in the circle, the Xbox was the shit. It was crazy. They call a lot of PlayStation fans over there. They call them cockroaches in Japan. That's what he was telling me. They call them kind of like, damn, cockroaches. But back to what I was saying, it doesn't really financially make any sense for them to probably put out their next generation console in Japan. Unless I don't know. Unless you don't release it there and build up a demand for it, with some awesome kick-ass games. Now, Phantom Dust, that's coming out maybe next year or so, or the year after that, whatever. That's a Japanese type game, which had a cult following. It didn't release over here in the States. We had to beg and plead for them to release the game over here in the States when it came out from OG Xbox, and then it was $20. But back to my initial thoughts, my initial saying that Microsoft, I don't know, man. It doesn't, again, make any sense financially to go out there and hire developers and make some, games like Persona 5, not Persona 5, but games like that are starting to appeal to them, and they're not going to buy the shit anyway. Now, Scalebound could be that game, and the developers from Platinum Games said that too, that they're looking for that game to help build them a better presence in Japan with a game like Scalebound. But we shall see. But right now, I would say that for their next console, I would probably, unless things drastically turn around, I would not release it over there in Japan. I wouldn't, and I won't, But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. Let me know in the comment section below. Should Microsoft release the Xbox, whatever, Xbox 2, Xbox Infinity in Japan, or should they just skip altogether and say, just to count their losses, get the hell out of there? It's been there. It's going to be there. This is their third It's their third console. It's their third console, 3 generations in a row, and they just listen. Do you think it's? I don't. They just because the iPhone sells there, so I don't know, man. They just don't like the Xbox brand. Microsoft went out there. They was advertising heavy, to games that it's going to appeal to them. Blue Dragon and stuff. They just don't like it, man. Fantasy Star Online, they just don't, they don't like it. They don't like it at all, man. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here, man. There you go.